Round 2. Fight!
Welcome back to Path to Master Rank. This is where I show off some Sakura gameplay as I'm trying to reach to being a dominant force in the Street Fighter community, because I do believe that Street Fighter is the new NBA. It's, well, not Street Fighter, but gaming in general is the new NBA, the new NFL, the new competitive sports that just isn't up there yet, but is going to be. And given where the music, given where we as a people, we as a culture is ultimately going in life, where everything is now more online, people are working from home more, internet capabilities are getting better as we go, like this. And when you see the numbers from Twitch and other gaming streaming places, as the numbers continue to increase, as the money continues to flow in, because, as I like to say continuously, the guy who won the Fortnite World Championship like last year or so won more money than what Tiger Woods won by winning the Masters. With all of this in mind, you got to understand gaming is the new frontier for competitive sports, competitive play. And I do believe Street Fighter will have its hold in there. I do believe Street Fighter, especially when Street Fighter 6 comes, if Street Fighter 6 is actually good, then we can see everybody come back, and it'll be like it once was for Street Fighter 4 when everybody came back and it became the hypest game of the entire community at the right time, when everything is getting all the money invested in it, as Sony is now invested in Street Fighter and the competitive events and things of that nature. But today I want to talk about CEO happened this weekend. For those of you who don't know what CEO is is a tournament that happens out in Orlando from year to year out. I believe the year before, like right before the pandemic hit, the last one wasn't in Orlando, it was in Daytona, and they had a whole lot of issues. There was a whole lot of issues that was tied to it. So thank God they moved it back to Orlando. But this is one of the most hyped up. This is one of the most hyped up tournament series of a legacy for quite some time. Like, I remember my first CEO that I watched. It was unique. Like, they brought in all of the wrestling arenas, the wrestling, the square circle. You would actually play in it, and then on the side tournaments they put you in a steel cage, and Mike Ross tore down the steel cage because he was so hyped about it. And then you got the organizer and Drew Bailey, where a lot of people, they give him slack because he likes to be a troll. Alex Drew Bailey, he likes to come out and be amongst the people in the community and troll instead of actually focusing on to make the tournaments run smoothly. But I like that. I like that because it doesn't matter. Like, as long as the tournaments get through, all the gamers, the top gamers, they feel the top gamer because you're a top gamer, you feel as though you should get more rights than anybody else, and you have your own critiques on how these places go by and things like that, which is fine, but I like the way that they've been holding CEO and been doing it. I give the utmost respect. For those of you who don't know, CEO stands for Community Effort Orlando. Well, they've been doing these for some years, and they were growing and growing and growing until that pandemic hit, and then all of this competitive fighting game, like places that people would go all over the world, it slowed down and really ain't did nothing. Like really, the gaming tournaments went directly online. As we see, internets are getting better, as I said in the beginning of this, and everybody is gearing more towards online anyway. So that is the future, but things like CEO need to continue to live. Things like CEO are like a beacon of entertainment for entire weekends that people travel across the United States, across the world to go and participate in, because it's not necessarily about the money, because in a lot of these places the actual money that you get from it isn't massive unless you win, and we talking thousands of competitors show up. But it's more of being around your fellow gamers, being at the hotels where everybody got, where there's hotel room after hotel room of people who got their own setups, and people will stream these things too, and people compete against each other, and then they will bet money. They'll bet them bison bucks. People, but mainly just to be around each other, and then the best players across the world playing against each other, using the skills that they learned for this past year in order to gather where everybody's at, so that they can prepare for the massive tournaments like EVO. What this is becoming as big as EVO was before EVO had its issues. EVO may not come back to where it once was because of the organizer and the crap that he was doing. CEO might be like the #1 now. On top of like, where you get the most money is really from the CPT tour, where that's where the where Capcom's tournaments that they throw together, and they throw in the money that they get from Sony in order to boost up the pot. So therefore, that's where all the money is at. But they're not as big because they're only really inviting the top 64 players from the entire season of the CPT, which includes CEO. Like, once you hit a certain level, once you hit a certain number of, once you make it to the top 64, I think it is, of this tournament of CEO, then you get points, and these points add up so that you can get enlisted and put into the CPT, the final tournament where all of the big money's at. As this year, CEO got about 3,000 players to sign up, and when you saw them, everybody was masked up, which I'm like, this is good. This is good. Everything seems to be coming back in a decent way. But keep in mind, bit disappointed though with this being like the biggest one to come back. We're not seeing a lot of the great players. We're not seeing a lot of the Japanese players here. We're not seeing a lot of people, man. But the notable players that did show up was Punk, who plays a lot of different games. Chris T, who's Street Fighters. He's a Ken main, to be real. He's maybe one of the best Kens that's out there right now. Kaba, is that how you pronounce it again? Kaba. It's Kaba. Kaba, who is a Gao main from Cuba, who he did travel from Cuba. Nephew was there with Punk, which makes sense. It's Team PG decided to show up. So Punk and Nephew together. Chris G showed up, which was a shock. With the kill. which okay. I mean, I'm sad because he was a Sakura player, but when Sakura changed her gameplay to neutral base and not rush down with a jump in that was difficult to anti-air, then of course he was going to change because Chris G is a top player, but yet he goes for the cheap stuff. There's a reason why he's one of the most dominant Marvel vs. Capcom players of all time is because he created maybe the cheapest team to break the game to the point that they still play it to this day. You got to find strategies around his Morgan, his Mora dude. But to be real, that was actually like what I was watching the most of this whole weekend. I was watching the Marvel side of it because a bunch of people showed up. And Chris G didn't even play, I believe. Like, Chris G focused in on Street Fighter. But, what was his name? The one champion, Ray Ray showed up from New York all the way down to Orlando. Angelic showed up. Kane Blue River showed up. There was a bunch more individual. Flocker showed up. Well, Flocker is from that area, so he definitely should have showed up. But there was a lot of top Marvel players that showed up, and then we had some good commentary. I love Persia. Honestly, I love it when Persia and Yipes get on together, but for whatever reason, they haven't done any commentary together in a minute. But I love it. I love both of them, but Persia did her thing here. Yipes didn't show up, which that saddened me. Yipes had his own tournament where it was Guilty Gear, where he was commentating with Justin Wong. Justin Wong didn't show up to CEO? Like, okay. Like, there's a good selection of players that you would hope for that would travel to one of the biggest fighting game tournaments of the year. But this being the return of fighting game actual tournaments in person, it doesn't shock me. I mean, we didn't see Sonic Fox. We didn't see even Maximilian Dude will show up to large events like this from time to time. But clearly, like, everything is starting to get back to normalize. Shine and Arturo Sanchez did show up to CEO. I appreciated that right there.
Top 100,000.
Like,
The
you can
world.
see the ball is starting to get back rolling. Now, as long as this Omarion variation is not as detrimental as I think it's going to be, which sucks. But as long as it's not as if it's not as big or as detrimental and shuts things down again, then I think the community as a whole will be able to rebound. Rip showed up. Rip actually did some commentary for Tekken too. That was cool. That was real good. But one key thing that you kind of would like, I noticed while watching this is a lot of the top players seemed out of shape when it comes time to for the tournament series and all that stuff, man. Like, a lot of these top players were losing. Like, certain players did win a lot of stuff, like the Kill Sage won Skullgirls, which the Kill Sage has been one of those that's on the verge of becoming a super top player. He just hasn't gotten there, but yet his notoriety in Dragon Ball FighterZ is becoming really good. Go back to Marvel. Kane Blue River, Flocker. Kane Blue River and Flocker didn't make top 8 of Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, whoa. Punk made top 4 in a game that he's not known for like that. Beating, these were the top 8. No, not enough damage. Very known player. Ran Masama very top players as well. But then you didn't see all of the top Marvel vs. Capcom players. Escalante made it in top 3. Jason Game Dam made it in the top 2, which you don't know who he is. He's the guy who's been making the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 variation game, where he started including a bunch of new characters and went in and changed up a whole bunch of the movesets and he pretty much made it into a whole new game. But yet, he made it because he's been doing all that. Clearly, he's been playing the game a lot, so he definitely made it in top 2. Good job. While Ray Ray looks to still be Ray Ray. That makes sense. Like, Ultimate Marvel 3 seems to be a game that has been declined, that's been out of the limelight and all that stuff. So if you're still playing it now, you've been playing it, regardless. And Ray Ray might be head and shoulders above the vast majority of players out there right now. Dragon Ball Fighters. Man, you got Hook Game God. Just got top 8. Number 7. The Kill Sage got number 13.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh. And outside of that, man, I don't know who else all these other players are. Like, the winner was Dismantle X. Don't know who that is. Legendary Crab got 2. The Rocket Kid, Boom, Team Gohan. That was like my team when I first, well, that was my first grouping, but then I also had like another tiny character in there too. I forget who else, but like all the teams are changing. Chris G made top 8. That's crazy.
Round 2. Fight.
MK11. A lot of upsets in MK11. The Mighty Unjust only made top 8. He got eliminated, like he was one of the first to get eliminated, tied for 7. The Mighty Unjust is an individual who has a YouTube channel. I actually watch some of his stuff from time to time. Interesting. Honeybee didn't make top 8. Biohazard didn't make top 8. Ah, man. I scrolled down. Forever King made it to like tied for 33rd. Forever King? A guy who consistently had won if it wasn't for Sonic Fox. And again, there was no Sonic Fox at all. You can see a lot of people are just not in shape for competitive play at this time. Tekken. I've never been a real big Tekken follower. Like, I just like it. I just like to watch it from time to time when Rip and what's his name? With the long beard. I can never remember his name. Tasty Steve. I like it when Rip and Tasty Steve is commenting together, but that's not who I'm thinking about. It's I cannot. They tried Eris is like the best commentator there is, but he's so savage that they'll never. He's what's holding back the FGC to a degree to actually making it to the commercial side of it, and I'm okay with that because Eris is amazing. We don't need the money if Eris has no place in commentary. Same with Tasty's, like Tasty Steve is amazing with the commentary, Rip is amazing with the commentary. Rip is the only one who really showed up there, and he was doing decent, but that's not really what I was watching. I'm not a big Smash Brothers follower, forgive me. Guilty Gear, I watch Guilty Gear from time to time, but I'm not super huge on it. But Guilty Gear, you can see where all the top players, where a lot of the players were actually focused in. Top 8 had Kizzy K, expected that. Pump, expected that. Shine, expected that. Tempest, NYC, okay. Even though he's a May, I would be a May too. But, you know, it is what it is. Mays disbanded. Marlon Pie didn't make top 8. Flash didn't make top 8. Hook Gang God didn't make top 8. But you can see all these top names that competed in these. Like, this was the game. They actually made this into the top game of the entire tournament series. Not enough damage. Barely made top 33 with Potemkin. He's clearly a multiplayer. Really interesting stuff, but hey man, it's definitely Guilty Gear's time. You can't take it away from him. It is what it is. Congratulations to all of those, man. You gotta do your thing, man. It's not my game. My game, clearly, Street Fighter V, where we got. Let's start from the bottom, I guess. Let's start from the bottom and go. Who made it? That I regret. A lot British Cool made top 33. That just shows you that he's a bit out of it. British Cool was really good at one point in time.
You lose.
Grand Masama made top 25. Okay. Okay, ballroom player. Kami made top 17. Okay, that's good. I mean, Kami has been grinding. I've been seeing it, and like I think he will continue to progress. Mandrake made top 13. Smug, top 13. Now that's a bit of an upset. Smug definitely should have been top 8. Kaba, top 9, just missed out on top 8. Shine, ooh, just missed out on top 8. Magnesia, what? Made top 8 with Bodhi? Because he's usually a Marvel player, right? Top 8. Dr. African made it. I've seen him a bunch of times, but I've never seen him make top 8 of any major like this. Take it with a grain of salt that a lot of top players and Japanese players didn't show. None of the Japanese players showed up. Joe Ume Rogan, I've seen him from place to place. He made top 5 with Chris G made top 5. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. And he's playing Akira now, as I said. And I think Akira fits his game. I mean, Akira fits the same kind of gameplay that he did for Injustice, where he got the bow and arrow and all that stuff. Just that frustrating little by little.
10,000 in North America.
He played Green Arrow in Injustice. That's kind of what I could see him playing Akira like. And using that, I could see how he could be dominant. Chris Tartanium made it top 4, number 4. Number 3, Nephew with Colleen. That's expected. Punk, number 2. Now that's an upset. Who's number 1? Fang player. For those who didn't see it, Mono, Fang. Which is crazy. I mean, I've been hearing how good this Fang player is. I've been hearing about it for quite some time. Fang is a cheap character that nobody really learned to how to play it, but I lose the Fangs a bunch online because of the trash Fangs and how they just keep moving, keep V-reversing. Everything they do, you can't lock them down. And then poison, little inch by inch. If you can't get in on them and they frustrate you, they beat you, and I lost to a good handful of players who have done that over a long period of time.
Fight.
So it doesn't shock me that somebody finally took that gameplay and actually made it into something that can defeat the top players. Don't expect it to be continuous though. Punk learns from his losses. Punk will study your character, he will study he will study your playstyle, he will find every single mistake that he did, and he will use them against you the next time. That's what it takes to be a competitive game. That's what it takes to be in the competitive scene regardless. Like, that's what LeBron does. LeBron will, at the end of the season, realize, okay, yo, this part of my game is lacking all the way. This part of my gameplay has been pretty bad. So let me go ahead and watch the tape. Let me figure out exactly what it is I've been doing wrong. And now that I know that I did that wrong,
You successfully blocked the opponent's rank up.
I can go back and I can change it.
Round one. Fight.
I can study exactly why this was unsafe to me, and what buttons or what I should do in this situation every time, and how I can go about punishing this that I had no idea on how to punish. That's what Punk does. And Fang being borderline a gimmick character, you dig? Eventually the top players are going to catch up to all of the situations in which Fang puts you into and determine how it is you can defeat. I watch it all the time with my favorite player. His name is Yo-Yo. He's a Street Fighter player in Japan who once did travel to America to compete in like Evo and some of the bigger tournaments that was happening around Evo. He didn't do so well in it, but that was the moment where that was when he was at his best, when he was with a team. Well, he wasn't with a team, I think he did it himself. He was really going out of his way to become dominant. But watching how he trains,
Round two.
that's how Punk trains. He will look at everything that individuals do with these characters, what moves he doesn't know how to punish, and then he will cycle through. He will, like how I do in training mode, I will have the character do something in particular. He will have Punk will have your character, and Yo-Yo will do this as well. They will have your character do something in training, and then spend about an hour figuring out what exactly it is I can do to stop this. And once they figure out exactly what the character or characters, which Punk will probably have to figure out multiple characters on which character is the best to fight against Fang, because why would you even worry about the Fang matchup? Nobody plays Fang for the most part. But now that there's a Fang that's winning the tournaments, who actually beats you in grand finals, oh, Punk is gonna spend some hours learning this matchup. And when he learns it all the way on what exactly he should do against what particular move that he typically does in situation after situation, he's going to be 9 folds more times prepared. And when you give Batman prep time, Punk is probably going to body him. Now, Fang is a difficult character all the way around to go against, but he has his bad matchups, and Punk plays the entire cast. So, and I'm pretty sure, like, I didn't see the grand finals of it, but I'm pretty sure as it's showing that he played Vega, Cammy, and Karen, that those Karen and Cammy came later. Like when he realized that he was losing, he needed to change it up because it might have been a bad matchup for him. I don't know. But he said going into this, he was going to stick with Vega all the way through. And when I was seeing him on stream for the earlier matches and stuff like that, he was sticking to that. But to have Mono upset Punk, that's crazy. It feels good to be back. Regardless of how long us being back actually lasts, hopefully this whole, as I said, the Omarion variation isn't going to last as long as people think. Hopefully people are strong enough to get through this. Hopefully everybody is being safe, keeping, like, during this whole stream, you saw everybody had their mask on. Everybody was remaining safe. Everybody was taking it serious, as they should. So maybe we can have more of these tournaments and they don't all have to be online, because there's a difference. The hype and the energy and being around the individuals and actually communicating with people and building in person, that's completely different from, okay, we'll just log in online, compete, and the tournament can go by fast because of the way that we're organizing it, and as long as the net code is right, everything should go smooth. Like, and I love that, and I still do believe that's the future of all fighting games, is the online tournaments, but the in-person tournaments must survive. It's a different experience. The love that you have, and after the gaming is done, when you go into the Soti suite, where all the top players are invited to compete against each other, to stream it as they throw up some bison bucks. All of the Soti losses that happened in tournament, where, you know, individuals
Round
lose.
one.
Like how I lose in online. You lose to people that you know that you are better than, players that, like, man, this person is a scrub. He had a scrub tactic that got lucky because it's a bad matchup. Things of that nature. Or I didn't necessarily know because the update they just brought in Luke. So when they brought in Luke, they updated certain things and they made certain characters stronger, and it happened so fast that you really didn't know these changes going into it. Like, I recently just lost to a weak Bodhi player, but it's because I'm pretty sure they buffed some stuff about this Bodhi. You feel me? I can't put my finger on exactly what it was that they buffed, but they buffed something. Like, I should have won that match, and it super frustrated me to no end, to the point that if that happened to me in tournament, oh, I would find this person. Like, all right, put up $100, fam. You think you good? You think you better than me? Put up $100. Best of 10. Top first to 10. Let's go. Put up them bison butts, fam. Put them up. But overall, man, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed watching the tournament scene happen again. I almost forgot that it even existed like that. Like how I almost forgot that they were even coming back. How this whole year went about, man. This whole year has been nothing but grind mode for me. I haven't really. I watch some live streams to pick up my my knowledge, pick up on things that I want to know about certain characters and certain matchups, and just watching my favorite character and how he goes through my favorite player Yo-Yo and how he goes from matchup to matchup, and I try to pick up on that. But outside of that, man, I'll watch some of the Japanese online tournaments, how they are doing it, like they're doing the team tournaments where everybody's at home on the internet with the camera and all that stuff, and they have the commentary. They put forth a lot of presentation, and it's really good, but it's not the same as you're right there and you lose and this person pops off, right? Like the pop-offs in Marvel were amazing. Like, even though like I didn't play Marvel 3 like that because I was focused on Street Fighter. Marvel 3 happens to be one of my more favorite games to watch. Definitely one of my four more favorite games to watch. So much so that I bought Marvel Infinite and I started playing it until that game died. Because I got the PC version, clearly because my PC is really good. Why do I want to play it on PS3 when the PS3 version and the internet on PS3 sucks? Why would I want to play that when I have a computer with internet that I can play really well on, but yet none of y'all want to play Marvel Infinite on PC? Nobody wants to play it on PC. That sucks. It's a bad investment all the way around. People were saying you should go ahead and play Dragon Ball because everybody's gonna play Dragon Ball. And I knew it, but I liked the whole system, the mechanics. I liked the way the game played. I liked the netcode. I liked so much about it. I still like that game. My team was Ghost Rider and Hope. I started out with Hope and Thanos. I still know a little bit of Thanos, but I didn't continue to go with Thanos. I like the having long distance and rush down all at the same time. Like it balances me out. I could have been really, really good at Marvel because I actually enjoy playing Marvel. I really enjoy playing Marvel Infinite. Could have been good if the online play was just good and y'all just didn't act like some babies because they didn't include all the X-Men characters and the visuals. Like, all of them characters was coming. Damn the visuals. We play these games thousands of times. You know how tired I am of Street Fighter 5's visuals, and the visuals of Street Fighter 5 is a little better. Is much better than what Infinite was, but I just love to play Infinite. Y'all ruined that experience for me. The whole community ruined that experience for me. And that frustrates me to no end. If only Infinite, like we had like a Jason Dav for Infinite to actually maybe organize it a bit more, create some new characters or something. I don't know. It is honestly, I want a Marvel 4 and the Marvel 4 to be good. Something good that all you guys aren't going to complain about and actually make it into something dope, something new and dope like Infinite was, or maybe give us a combination of like put Infinite and Marvel 3 together and make a fighting game around that, like, because I like you can tag somebody in at any time, and you don't have to have one specific assist per character. You don't have to choose that. You can tag them in and do whatever assist you want to and things of that nature, man. The open-endedness, the crazy wackiness of what Infinite was is what Marvel should ultimately be. But they don't even include Infinite in CEO, man. That sucks. I would like to watch some of this game.
Round 2. Fight.
But it is what it is. It is what it is. The community as a whole, I like the community as a whole. It's just, we disagree on a lot. We disagree on a lot, but yet we can all come together and enjoy the tournament scene. We can all come together, be together, have fun together, push this thing to where I'm saying that it's going to be. Whether it's Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, or not, doesn't matter. One of these fighting games, eventually these fighting games, or games in general, will get to the NBA, NFL levels of, we talking trillions of dollars. just because it's competitive play and everybody is watching. Once it gets there,
Round 1.
I'm going to have a pretty good advantage because I've been going hard. I've been going so hard in the paint. I'm going to have a decent advantage here. So therefore, I'm going to continue to progress, continue to grow. And when the right game comes around that everybody wants to know, when everybody gets the game that's super hyped, that pushes this thing beyond, that pushes it into the Olympics and stuff again, that pushes us to that next level, that all the interest on Twitch and YouTube jumps up, when whole communities, the whole shooting game community and stuff respect the fighting games as well, and all the fighting games come together and push one particular game forward. Like, when that happens, I'm going to be good enough to be in that game, whatever game it is, and actually win. But thank you everybody who's tuned into this, man. CEO was a good event. I definitely enjoyed CEO. I hope that everybody watched it, won. Hope people support these venues. Hope people supporting your local tournament series and all of that stuff, man, so that you can continue to have this. I hope you watch all the tournaments and go ahead throw in some bits and all that stuff. If you're watching it on Twitch and all that stuff, man, like, this thing that we built, it's going to become something much more. We just have to continue to work hard at it. But I appreciate everybody who came through, watch this, man. Leave a like, subscribe. I try to do a video every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, especially a gaming one. Maybe even Thursdays too. Fridays, maybe, depending on what's going down. Weekends, I'm usually too busy, and hopefully there'll be more tournaments happening on the weekends too. Bring us all the way back, you know? I doubt it for now, but we're starting to get back. And that's all that really matters. Thank you everybody. See you tomorrow. And one last thing. I'm probably gonna keep on playing, you dig? And this is an audio recording. So if some new people just randomly come in, I'll probably run this back. So do not be shocked if you hear this recording multiple times. But I appreciate you guys. Y'all be
Round 2. Fight. Portfolio!
10,000 in North America.
Uh-oh.
Round 1. Fight!
Zen! Hadouken! Hadouken!
Booyah! Hadouken! 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 Hadouken!
Zarya! Hadouken!
Core!
Zarya!
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Hey!
Not yet! Nice hit! Not yet!
What the? Zen! That will work! Zarya! Shimpo!
Tail! Tail! Break you! Hey!
Sore, sore!
Hadouken!
Tenyo!
Not yet!
Zen!
Got you!
That will work!
Hadouken!
Jay! Zen! Zarya!
Got you!
That will work!
Hadouken!
What the?
Hey!
Yeah!
Hadouken! 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 Hadouken!
Hey! Yeah!
Hadouken!
Sore, sore!
Hadouken! Tail!
Zarya!
Core! Round 2. Fight! Hadouken! 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 Hadouken!
Tenyo!
Hadouken! 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 Hadouken!
Jay!
Tail! Hadouken!
Tenyo!
Hadouken! 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 Hadouken!
What the? Shimpo! Sore, sore!
Strike! Hadouken!
Sore, sore!
Tail!
Tenyo, Hado! Sore, sore!
Got you! Hadouken! 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 Strike! Hadouken!
Hado!
Say it!
Sore, sore! Yeah! What the?
Hadouken!
Hado!
Got you! Hadouken!
Jay! What the?
Damn it! Was a very difficult fight. Final round. Fight!
Tenyo!
Hadouken! Strike! Hadouken!
Sore, sore! Sore, sore!
Not yet!
Zarya! Jay! Sore, sore!
Tail! Sail! Core!
Sore, sore!
Nice hit! Not yet!
Zarya!
Strike through! Hadouken! Strike! Hadouken! Strike! Hadouken! Tail! Sail! Booyah! Tail! Damn it! Not yet! Strike through! Core! You win! Round one. Fight!
それそれそれそれ
Round two. Fight! Final round. Fight! You win!
You are getting close to a rank up. Top 10,000 in North America.
Round one. Fight! Pyrokinesis! 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 Fall time! Pyrokinesis! Cryokinesis! Fall time! The curtain falls! I see all. Pyrokinesis! Sleep! Pyrokinesis! Pyrokinesis!
That was a bit close.
Round two. Fight! Pyrokinesis! Pyrokinesis! No! Cryokinesis! The curtain falls!
That will work. Right there. Yay! Hadouken!
I see all. I see all.
That will work.
Be calm! Pyrokinesis! Pyrokinesis! Be calm! You win!
You are getting close to a rank up.
Round one. Fight! Pyrokinesis! Cryokinesis! 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 Pyrokinesis! Fall time! Pyrokinesis! Round two. Fight! Cryokinesis! Pyrokinesis! Cryokinesis! Pyrokinesis! Cryokinesis! Pyrokinesis! The curtain falls!
You ranked up. And you'll have a 5-win streak in ranked match.
Uh-oh.
Round one. Fight!
That will work. Right there. Here. I got it. And I got it.
Round two. Fight! You lose. Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! Final round. Fight! Round one. Fight!
You should train harder.
Round two. Fight!
That won't work. You see me? Easy.
You lose. Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! Final round. Fight! You win!
You're close to a rank up.
Round one. Fight! Round 2. Fight! You lose.
Top 100,000 in the world.
So, then, you really want to go through the trouble? Fine!
Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight! You lose. Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! You lose. Another fight is coming your way.
You are currently ranked in the top 100,000 in the world.
Round one. Fight! You win. Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! You win.
In the top 10,000 in North America.
Round one. Fight! Round 2. Fight! Final round. Fight! You win! Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight! Final round. Fight!
Sorry.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! You lose. Another fight is coming your way.
You are currently ranked in the top 10,000 in North America.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight!
top 10,000 in North America.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! You win! Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight!
Top 50,000 in the world.
So,
Round one. Fight!
Action!
Round two. Fight. Final round. Fight. You lose. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Final round. Fight.
Good.
Round one. Fight!
Nice try. Nowhere to look. No problem.
Round two. Fight! You win! Another fight is coming your way.
You are currently ranked in the top 10,000 in North America.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! Final round. Fight!
Sorry, sorry!
Hurt! Hey!
Hadouken! Shimpo! What the? Hadouken! Area! Tengo!
Sandblast! Sandblast! Shimpo!
Day! Tengo! That will work! Hadouken! Tengo! Sorry! Day! Sorry, sorry!
Hey!
Tengo!
Hey!
Day!
Yeah!
Tengo! Hadouken! Sorry, sorry! What the? Area! Area! Hadouken!
Yeah!
Easy! Straight through!
Yeah!
Hadouken! That will work! Hadouken! Straight through!
You win! Round one. Fight!
Sandblast! Sandblast! Hey! Nowhere to run!
KO!
What?
Round two. Fight!
Hey! Sandblast!
You win!
This is the 200th match. You have fought Sakura
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! Final round. Fight! You lose. Another fight is coming your way.
You are close to ranking in the top 50,000 in the world.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! You lose.
Top 100,000 in the world.
Round one. Fight!
That will work.
two. Fight. You win. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Final round. Fight. You lose. Round one. Fight. Final round.